Friends, countrymen, fellow degenerates, welcome back to this edition of Bets and Buds. We're the Buds helping you cash your bets. I am Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
Welcome back. It's holiday season here in St. Louis. Opening day of baseball has begun. We're a big baseball town here. This is what we do.
Yep.
It's that time of the year where everything is blooming, the bats are cracking, the pitchers are throwing that heat. It's baseball season, baby. We're here.
The hottest opening day in Cardinals history.
Oh, yeah, but oh my gosh. I'm not, we've been going the last couple of years. It's like the first year I haven't gone in almost 10 years now outside of COVID.
92.
Yeah, it is 92 when it's been cold and rainy and all that other shit like in the past. So, but it is what it is. You know what? Let's go Cardinals. They just got a big inning there. We're up 9-7 right now as we speak. They were just down 7-1. Almost everybody in the lineup has a hit right now. Yep. So it's looking good. Mason Wynn being the cleanup hitter, that was a little questionable.
Yeah, I don't understand that one.
But yeah.
But Ollie did, the bullpen imploded in the top of that sixth inning. They had three different pitchers, and none of them had it. But good on Ollie. Maybe he's learned a little bit this year because he yanked them pretty quick.
Yeah.
So if you give up 3 hits in a row, come on, man, you got to go.
Yeah, you got to get out of here. I mean, but that's the thing, because I think it's in the three-batter minimum.
It's a three-batter minimum.
Yeah, three-batter minimum now, so you got to let him play through a little bit. Alec Burleson, it was 3 for 4 still right now.
Yeah, he's 3 for 4. He's got a home run.
2-run shot.
2-run homer.
And he's our first baseman.
Let's just talk about the good. So, I mean, obviously it's opening day here in St. Louis. We don't know what to expect from this team.
No, we don't.
Because, it was 1-1 after 5. Mm-hmm. Both sides looked, like it was going to be a tight, low-scoring game, and then the Cardinals bullpen comes in and it just implodes. Well, then the Rays bullpen comes in and it just implodes. Right. There's some funny facts about this team. This team has 0 All-Stars on it.
Yeah.
Nobody playing on this 2026 team has ever made an All-Star game.
And that's my first time in a long time for a Cardinal team.
Yeah, once 19... No, God, it couldn't even have been. It had to be back in the putrid.
I mean, they had the very beginning days. I mean, because the Cardinals have always kind of
they've always been good.
I mean, the '60s they were dominant. I mean, you go back to that's a long stretch about that they not had an All-Star.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, there might have been maybe a little stretch in the '90s there.
But even then, Greg Jeffries, he was an All-Star player the 2 seasons he was in St. Louis.
Yeah, Greg Jeffries.
And you always had Ozzie going.
And I know Ray Langford was All-Star.
Yeah, Ray Langford was an All-Star,
but he wasn't until later in his career. So I mean, because the earlier years of Ray Langford.
But even all the way up to 1996,
I mean, they had Ozzie though.
You still had Ozzie there.
Yeah, you still had Ozzie.
Maybe 97 would be.
Maybe, but no, because I think by that point McGuire was damn near on the team, wasn't he?
He came in 98.
Yeah, he came in 98. So, but even then, I mean, we'd be hard pressed to find a team with no All-Stars.
It would have to be like Dennis Eckersley or something then, because La Russa brought him over from Oakland.
That's true.
And Eck had some damn good seasons as a Cardinal.
Yeah, to not have any All-Stars on a St. Louis Cardinal team is crazy. But you know what? We're in a new day, new age.
Might have some this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the other crazy thing, too. Nobody on this team debuted before 2020.
Yeah, I mean, it's a young team. I think
this is a super young team.
Yeah, young team. I think Urias is the oldest player they have right now at 32. So, Herrera's, what do you say, 28?
Yeah, 27, 28. He might be one of the older positional players.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's DHing for us. I mean, I like his bat coming out of the DH position.
The other crazy stat is there is nobody on the team currently that even has 100 career home runs.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Nolan Gorman.
He has one.
At bat. JJ, he's got the one. Yeah, JJ Weatherholt. He debuted today with the number 26.
Oh, thank God he got that 77 off of him.
Yeah.
When I saw that yesterday, I was like, there's no way he's playing with the regular season.
The number 26.
Nice.
Yes.
There we go.
So I don't remember the last Cardinal to wear a 26.
Yeah, so I mean, he's supposed to be the prince that's been promised, know. So let's see. Hopefully he delivers. He had a hit today.
He's 1 for 3. He's got an RBI, sac fly, home run. So two RBIs on the day.
So let's go. I mean, like I said, he's a prince that's promised. So and him playing second base allowed Nolan Gorman to go back to his natural position at third.
Yes.
So they get his bat popping.
And he's got a double today. And then Jordan Walker's also got a double today.
Yeah,
I think the only person without a hit is Herrera.
Right Walker is the one that we need to have come through. He needs to break through because he had a good rookie season and he's just been disappointment the last few years. But hopefully, with this new organization shift, that the player development is kind of gets him back on track to where he needs to be. Because I mean, he was a superstar in the making.
He was. And then they fucked with his swing and
messed with his swing and threw him into ace spot in the lineup. And when the dude was a 3-4 hitter in his whole career, I mean, it's just you can't do that to a guy who's used to batting third and fourth.
The one last thing, listen to this your starting pitchers, though. It's Leahy, Libator, May, McGreevy, and Palante.
Yeah. But you know what, though? They actually have more depth than what they did last year.
They do, because you've got Graceffo down in AAA right now.
And I mean, when you were dealing with the dead arm Michaelis, I mean, like, who didn't they bring Lance Lynn back?
Lance Lynn was back.
I mean, it was bad last year. It was really, really bad. So, I mean, at least you got some young arms that you can. You had the depth to where
Sonny Gray was melting in the St. Louis Heat.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was just tough. It was a tough spot. So I mean, like I said, we got a new day here in St. Louis. Hopefully, we just get some exciting young baseball here, and season has begun.
Oh, on the 100 home run thing, that's the first team, Cardinals team, since 95. And we remember that was like the Todd Zeile 15 home run.
And was leading the team. Yeah, I remember when we got Pedro Guerrero, and it was all like we were expecting to get a home run hitter. I think he never hit more than 18.
He hit 18, I think. Yeah. But he did have a 100 RBI season.
But he just never hit more than 18 home runs. Like, I mean, that was the
tail end of his career.
Yeah.
It was no different than we got Andre Galarraga.
Oh, yeah. But then he goes to Colorado.
And then he goes to Colorado and just becomes a damn beast.
The same thing with Terry Pendleton. I think like Terry Pendleton, when he went to the Braves, all of a sudden he becomes the MVP player. Yep. But like with us, I mean, he had I think his lead home runs was like 8 or 9 home runs for a season with us. But
I think he might have hit 13 maybe in 1987.
Yeah, but I mean, outside of that, I mean, then all of a sudden he goes to the Braves and he's fucking MVP.
Batting title, led the league in hits.
Yeah, it's like what's going on, So I mean, we went through some lean years in the '90s, offensively wise, especially home runs. Home runs are very scarce. I mean,
it was.
I mean, it was like that's why we were the stolen base kings.
1988, it was Tom Brunansky led the team in home runs with 18.
Yeah, Tom Brunansky.
He had 24 on the season, but he hit 6 of those with the Red Sox before he even got here. Or he had at least 1 with the Red Sox before he got here.
Yeah, then Ray Langford came up. He started going through. I think he had a 31 home run season one year.
Yes, he did. And that was when we got La Russa in 96, and that's when we brought in Ron Gant, and the McGuire in 98, and then the Cardinals became this dominating long ball team for a long time with Pujols and Edmonds and Rowland.
I mean, it was chicks dig the long ball, and that's what makes baseball move. So,
and that's Big Mac Land is still there to this day.
Yeah, this day. I mean, it'll be there until as long as that park exists. So, baseball is here, baby.
It is.
So we don't have a whole lot of NFL news, so I'm not even going to touch on that yet until we get a little closer to the draft.
We're 3 weeks out.
Yeah, we got 3 weeks out to the draft, so I'm not going to really touch on any NFL news.
It's been kind of slow, actually.
Yeah, because you don't really have a lot of signings right now. The teams are fully engrossed as far as evaluating the players, getting their draft boards ready, all that stuff. And the owners' meetings coming up here, I think, at the beginning of April before the draft. So they got rule changes and rule proposals. So now I think they saw like the rule that they implemented now that you can kick the onside kick. You like outside of just at the end of the fourth quarter. Now you can at least you have to announce it. So you lose the surprise factor. But you can do it anytime. Yeah, but you can do it at any time of the game now, which as it should be. I heard somebody have an interesting concept that maybe let's put a weight limit on who's out in the kickoff and just put the kickoff back to where it needs to be. Right. Instead of having these big 300-pounders, back there running down, you got to run full speed to try and stop at 290.
The third-string linebacker weighs 260.
Or third-string defensive end, it weighs 290. Just have a bunch of linebackers that are just out there in between 220, 240, and your return guys. And because the surprise element of the kickoff, I mean, that's a huge weapon.
I actually didn't mind the kickoffs last year. Like, it didn't bother me as much as I thought
it didn't bother me, but I hate the loss. I mean, that was a huge weapon, man. I mean, like, to have that surprise. Think, the Saints don't beat the Colts in that Super Bowl without that surprise onside kick coming out in that second half. I mean, like, without that, they don't win that Super Bowl. I firmly believe that. So.
The Steelers almost pulled that one off against the Cowboys when they surprised onside kick.
Right, exactly. So. That's what I mean. So, like, I mean, that's a big weapon they took away. So maybe they'll figure that out some way, somehow, and we're slowly creeping back to bringing that play back into the NFL.
I've rewatched that game, the end of it, the other day. Oh, man, like... O'Donnell just really gifted.
Oh, I mean, he
gifted Larry Brown.
Larry Brown got him paid by the Raiders. Got him because anybody who's Cowboy fans knows we watched his entire season because he was the opposite of Deion on the other side. Like Larry Brown sucked. I mean, I know he was an NFL player, so I hate to always say that he sucked, but like as compared to his peers, he was god awful.
Who was
he
it?
Was a stiff
in the what was it, America's team? What was it? Emmett said or was it Michael Irving? It's like he's got 2 left hands.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, but those were right in the breadbasket. That's why there were people in the Steelers, Steelers fans, thought he threw that game. Yeah, I mean, like there's
when you look at it, like he wasn't even close.
I mean, they were nowhere near. I mean, they just went right in the bread. But just the fact that, like, especially, I think it was the second one. The second one that he gave to him, the fact that he didn't score on that one, like he should have scored. That's what let you know how bad he sucked. I mean, he just, like, compared to his peers, Larry Brown sucked.
Yeah, because he caught it in the flat with.
He caught it with a running start. Like it hit him right in the breadbasket with a running start. And and you don't score on that play. What do you? He let. I'm not even gonna go back to Larry Brown. Who cares? All right, but the other rule that I know that they implemented or they're trying to implement during the owners' meeting is that we're probably have a labor strike with the refs.
Okay.
And so they basically made a rule because they have to with all the gambling and stuff in place. They can't go back to when they had these horrible refs.
Right.
They come in these high school refs and all these knockoff refs rec league football and flag football.
Are they giving
and
them
shit.
a raise or something?
No, what they're going to do is they're actually going to have it to where if there is an obviously blown call for 1 year and 1 year only, we get to change the call. So Gene Steratore, all the vets that play on TV and all that type of stuff now, from New York, they get to come back and they say, nope, that was obvious. So we don't have any more of that Fail Mary with Green Bay and Seattle played where they clearly didn't catch the ball that type of shit. There's too much money with gambling involved and stuff to have these scab refs come in and to fuck up the game. So that was one of the other big rules. There was 5 things they proposed.
You have the potential. You've got the eyes in the skies anyway. There's no reason.
Right. There's no reason
to have
not
egregious calls.
Yeah, there's no reason to not get it right. You got 8K cameras and all that shit that. There's just no reason to not get it right. All right, so that's the NFL news right now that we got going on. I know we didn't touch last week. I think one of the big things is going to be a big signing this next year coming up. Also, is watch out for Tua Tagovailoa down there in Atlanta. They got a lot of weapons, man. And Tua was a top quarterback. Yes, things were south in Miami.
He's got Bijan down there.
You got Drake London. The defense is pretty nice right there. They got Kyle Pitts back again. On the franchise tag.
You've seen what they can do with a competent quarterback play.
Oh, exactly. That's what I mean. Michael Penix is going to be out for a little bit, so 2 of us will probably start out the season as being their starting quarterback.
What about Justin Fields?
Yeah, because he's still getting paid $46 million some dollars. We talked about Kyler Murray going to Minnesota, so that's going to be another big change there going up this next season.
Justin Fields could potentially be starting the first couple of games for the Chiefs.
Yeah, for the Chiefs. Because you saw Patrick Mahomes making some throws and stuff like that, but he still looks like he's a little gimpy, not ready. He's a long ways back. That was at the end of the season when he hurt himself. Yeah. So let's see what happens going forward from there. So, all right, we're at March Madness time. March Madness is so we're at the Sweet 16. Like you said, you have 14 out of your 16?
I got 14 out of my 16, but I still only have 6 out of my final 8. So,
shit. See, I got 10 out of my 16, and I'm actually good on my final 8. I'm damn good. Actually, my final 8, I am looking at. I got 6 out of my. Yeah,
you got 6 out of 8.
Yeah, I got 6 out of 8 on my final 8, and all my final.
I still
4,
got all my final 4.
Yeah, all my final 4 are still alive too as well. So so tonight we have Texas versus Purdue.
Yep.
We got Iowa versus Nebraska, Arkansas versus Arizona, and Illinois versus Houston. So Texas is a 7.5 point. Purdue 7.5 point favorites in this game. Over/unders at 47.5. Who do you like on that?
Actually, I've got 8.5 right now.
Do you have 8.5?
I got 8.5.
You're on DraftKings.
I am. Give me Purdue. I think Texas's magic run ends here.
Yeah, I actually had Texas in my bracket. That was one of my big point getters for me in there that helped me get because I think I'm at ESPN ranking under my pool. I'm like 440,000 out of 28 million or some shit like that. But hey, I'll take it. Yeah, about 28 million. To be in the under million mark, I'll take that.
That is a lot of brackets.
But Texas has gone through. They've made their run so far, but I think that run's going to probably come to an end. I was just very tempted to throw them in a parlay win, but on my bracket, I have Purdue winning this game.
Okay.
And I do have Purdue and Texas as the matchup in my bracket, so I got to go Purdue on that one. I can actually see Texas cover this, though. I can see this game being a lot closer than the 7.5 points.
Oh, yeah, Texas, they're playing really well right now, and they played more than one more game than everybody else.
Oh, yeah. Having to do the play-in game. So I like Texas actually covering that 7.5 points, but Purdue winning on the money line. Over-under, I actually would probably lean on the over on this one just because
145 seems a little low to me.
See, I have 147.5. I have 147.5, but either way, that's still like an 80-77 game that I see this kind of ended up at. So I like the over on that game here. All right, and then we got Iowa versus Nebraska. This is going to be a tight game. This was kind of a surprise here.
This one's going to be low scoring.
Yeah, because I that was one of my big losses that I had coming in because I had Florida kind of making a little bit of a run, but at least making it to the Elite Eight. And Iowa actually pulling that upset against them was huge.
It was awesome, man. It won me like $20. It was great.
Nice. Good shit. Yeah, so the Nebraska going through, I didn't have Nebraska making it past I had them winning their first round game, but then I didn't have them winning the second round game. I had Vandy beating them, which they actually had a rim shot out.
I had Vandy beating them too.
And there was a lot of controversy about the balls, like the big orange, heavy inflated balls that they're using in these tournaments. I don't know why they like changed the ball for what they've been using all season, because that shot rimmed the hell out.
It did.
I mean, it went down and came right, bounced out, like showed what an overinflated ball would do. So, but either way, it's either here nor there. Vandy's at home. Nebraska's here. I like Iowa to win this game. Going in, Nebraska's 1.5 point favorites. So, I like Iowa to win this game here.
All right, I've got Nebraska in a parlay on this one.
Yep,
so.
I have Iowa in a parlay on this one too. So I got a little bit of vested interest.
This one's only 1.5. Like this is going to be a tight.
Oh yeah, I mean they're conference rivals. Like so, I think Iowa won at home. Then Nebraska won at home, but they went to overtime when they were in Nebraska when they played that game. So I just like Iowa a little bit more offensively because Nebraska's a little bit 3-point dependent. But the over-under was at 131.5, so they really don't. I mean, this is a slow, prodding game. A lot of white guys on the court. No offense, a lot of white guys on the court.
Yeah, no, you could easily see this game being like 63-59.
No, yeah, I can see that. I mean, they're going to probably muck this one up a little bit. So I might actually lean on the over, though, just because of the fact that at 131.5, they can probably still eke out. Yeah, because, I mean, that's a low point total still.
You go to overtime, you blow that up.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, I'm kind of looking at that. It's going to be a tight battle. But give me Iowa to take this game.
Okay.
And obviously, they'll cover the 1.5 being the underdog. So, all right, next up, then we got Arkansas at Arizona. So, this is going to be an interesting matchup because you got Acuff, that point guard who's the next AI coming is what they're all saying. He signed with Reebok under the answer with taking the mentorship from Allen Iverson. Kid's an amazing point guard at Arkansas. John Calipari does it again.
But you do have John Calipari. I'd say I choked this one up to coaching, and I think Arkansas pulls this one off.
I can see them pull this one off. My only issue is that Arizona is so deep, man.
They are. They're very deep.
They're, you know what they remind? The reason why? So they're my national championship winner in my brackets, and the reason why? Because they remind me of Florida last year.
All right.
Like Florida almost had 2 starting lineups that they could put in. That's what Arizona has on their team. They essentially have 2 starting lineups that they're playing with. So I just think it might be like they can run so many players.
Yeah, I mean, they're a number 1 seed for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, and they were dominant. I mean, they started out the season like 26-0. I mean, they just have a dominant season. They got 4 or 5 international players that played pro ball overseas before they actually went to Arizona.
Yeah, this one's 8.5 too.
Koa Pete, he was a top prospect as a freshman coming out. So yeah, I have 8.5 too as well. I think Arkansas is going to probably cover that 8.5 though. But give me Arizona to win it outright. Yeah, obviously because I have it on my bracket. I think it'll be. I like the over in this game too as well. It's 165.5.
Yeah, I can definitely see this one getting in the high 80s.
Yeah, because Arkansas is going to have to come at them. They're going to have to come at them and score. Arizona can score with them, so I can see that kind of go back and forth there. This is probably the most interesting matchup of the night. It's going to be Illinois versus Houston. Illinois versus Houston is going to be a tough matchup because Houston is a team that likes to body you.
Lockdown defense.
Yeah, lockdown defense, put you in the body bag. I mean, they like to body you. But Illinois has a size to contest that. I mean, they do. They have the absolute size to be able to contest that. Young Stojakovic, I haven't been looked up to see if he was related by the Peja from back in the day with the Sacramento King legend. Houston is 2.5 point favorites.
I mean, you almost think he's got to.
You would think so, but maybe Stojakovic is like Smith over in Serbia.
Could be.
So who knows? Or Croatia. I can't remember which country it is. But they're 2.5 point favorites for Houston. Over-unders at 139.5. Oh, that's a low score. That's a low over-under total.
I'm going Houston in this one, and I would take the over.
I'm going Houston too, but as a gambling man, I don't want to touch this game because I could see Illinois winning this game.
Okay.
I was very tempted to pick. On my bracket, I don't even know if I had Illinois making it this far. Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do. I have Houston, Illinois playing. But at the end of the day, I just don't know. I think Houston's squad is tough, so I have a hard time going against Houston. But I can see Illinois winning the game though.
Oh yeah, easy.
So again, like I said, I wouldn't touch it. I like the over just because of how low the point total is with these two teams at 139.5.
That's tonight's game. So that on my tonight's four-leg parlay, I've got Purdue, Nebraska, Arkansas, Houston, and that is plus 482.
Nice. I like that. That's a nice safe one. It's right underneath that plus 500 mark. So, all right. Next up, we got for Friday's slate. We got St. John's versus Dukies. This is a big one for my bracket here. It's a big one for my bracket because I felt strong about this, man. I felt very strong about this.
Yeah, you've been on the St. John's bandwagon.
You know the Johnnies, man. You got Rick Pitino.
Rick Pitino
with the
Johnnies.
That was
Kansas, though. They gate. Like, what were they doing on that last?
Well, they had that Dylan Peterson kid, man, who's been up and down. I think he just kind of went through the motions of this college season just to get me ready for the NBA.
There was just no defense at all.
Again, like I said, their star player, the Dylan Peterson kid. I mean, there are games he sat out. I mean, they almost load managed him during this season, like for a college player. I think he just did what he could to get through this season to be ready to collect those NBA dollars.
Well, that one sucked because it busted one of mine.
Yeah, I had them going down to the Johnnies anyway. So we got Duke as 6.5-point favorites. Who do you like in this?
I got to go with Duke here. I think this team's just too good. St. John's is a nice story, but I think it ends.
I don't know, man. These boys are dogs. I think they're gonna smother these Duke boys.
I'm not calling Duke a blowout or anything because we've already seen what they've done, and they've had a scare in the first round. They're down to Siena.
They're also not healthy fully, because even one of the players came back that was injured. They had two of their starters that were injured, going into this tournament, and so one of the guys are hoping to get back. And one of the other players just came back in the last game. But again, how healthy are they coming back off the injury? These Johnny boys are going to be coming at them, man. They're going to be coming at them.
St. John's?
Oh, you know it, brother.
Okay.
You know it.
St. John's. They're going off at plus 230 right now.
Yep, I got that is part of my parlay going through here for the weekend. And then over-under is at 141.5. Give me the under in this game.
Okay.
I don't like to do a lot of unders, but if I had to bet one on the under, I could see this kind of being a nasty little muck-it-up game. Duke barely. They struggled with Siena in that first round there. And Siena was kind of grinding with them, playing a little gritty basketball. I can see them kind of coming at Duke the same way we're here with St. John's, because that's their style of basketball too as well. So I can see this being that under hitting on that 141.5. All right. So next up we got Alabama versus Michigan. Alabama and Michigan. So Michigan has been pretty dominant most of the season.
They have.
They battled a couple of injuries here towards the late part of the season, but they're 9.5-point favorites against Alabama.
Alabama's probably still missing their best player.
I had this matchup on my bracket. Yeah, Alabama they're missing their best player. They've gotten this far without him because he had with his drug charges. Dude decided in 2026 he's still trying to sell
pounds of weed.
2 pounds of weed that he gets caught with in 2026 with that NIL money. He decided he wanted to turn it into flip money for whatever reason. So he basically ended his college basketball career and going to probably face some serious legal ramifications. Mess up NBA dollars. He was their top player. So I like Michigan to actually cover that 9.5 points. Kick the shit out of Alabama in this game because they really got by. Alabama got by and made it to this point because they're a talented, deep team.
They are.
But Michigan is a deeper team.
They are. And that's why I still have to... Man, I picked Alabama to go, baby. To go to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, because that shit happened right before the tournament, didn't it?
It did. I'm sticking with it. And maybe it's a rallying cry for these guys. And they're like, hey, we don't need that motherfucker. Let's go out and try and win a title. I know, it's plus 370. But give me Alabama, baby.
And I like the under at 173.5 on this game here. 173.5, I think it's going to be a little rich for the blood on this game.
All right, you're going to love this, though. Alabama, that kicks that. Let's see. I'm with my 4 picks, with the next 2, I'm up to 1630, plus 1630. That Alabama really jumps that juice up there.
Hell yeah, it does. Like nobody is giving Alabama a chance in hell of winning this game.
That's why I'm going to waste mine.
You gotta love it, baby. That's why I say, fellow degenerates, welcome to the club.
Oh yeah.
All right, Michigan State versus UConn here. We got 2 classic coaches, Tom Izzo and Dan Hurley, coaching this game here.
See, I've got UConn winning it all, so obviously I have to stick with UConn here. But man, you just never know with these Michigan State teams.
I know. So I have UConn's 1.5-point favorites here going on. You never know with Izzo because Izzo always puts the shit together,
yes,
man.
He
Finds
does.
a way to make it to the Final Four so many times. But Hurley's a dog as far as a coach, too, as well. That 20-point loss to the Johnnies in that Big East final, I think, really helped propel them. That's why if you see my bracket, that's why I did it the way I did, because I got St. John's and UConn matching up in the East Finals again, and UConn avenging that loss there, going in and making it to the Final Four. So I like UConn actually to pull this one off. They're 1.5-point favorites, so I feel like they're obviously going to cover that, unless there's some last-point shot at the end.
This one's at 134.
Yeah, 134.
I would probably take the over in this.
I got 134.5. I like the over as well in that one too as well. The biggest part is if they're going to cover was either Michael Fears, Matt Fears, whatever the kid's name is at Michigan State, how they're able to run out to him. But Dan Hurley really likes that forward that they had the last game. They had 31 points and 27 rebounds and just beasting up front. So let's see. I forget the kid's name because, again, I don't watch that much college basketball, but I do follow enough to make some educated bets during March Madness. All right, so we got the over-under at 134.5. Like I said, give me the over on that one. The last one here, Tennessee versus Iowa State. Iowa State's been a strong team all season long. I have Iowa State making it to this point. I actually have Virginia beating them. They edged out
Virginia.
They edged out Virginia there on that one here. But Iowa State's 14.5 point favorites going into this game. I really don't see Tennessee having a chance to beat them. They probably won't cover the 14.5. If I were to put any money on
this, you got 14.5.
Oh no, I'm sorry, 4.5.
Oh, I was like, holy crap.
Oh yeah. I said that because when I looked it down, I forgot exactly. I wrote 14.5 earlier and I crossed some of it out. Yeah, 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah, so 4.5. So 4.5 there for Iowa State. I like Iowa State probably to cover that 4.5 points. Win the game. I can see this actually going in a runaway.
All right.
Right here.
Yeah, I got Iowa State in this one myself.
Over under at 139.5 is what I got. I like the over on this game too as well. I can see Iowa State. Iowa State's got a pretty explosive offensive team.
It should be in the high 70s. I would think.
Yeah. So I think this will be a good game all the way around.
So with Iowa State, UConn, Alabama, and Duke, that's plus 1630. You know they're giving away like 30% boost to throw on that crap. Right. So you're looking about plus 2,000.
Yeah, chase the crown, baby.
Yes,
chase
sir.
the crown. All right, so I got for my parlay that I have here. I just got from the 2 nights combined. I got a 3-legger. Michigan winning, Iowa and St. John's moving on to the next round here. Money line at plus 713.
I like
713.
For a 3-legger, that's
for
good.
A 3-legger plus 713. So I almost went with Houston versus Illinois because Houston was a little closer favorite, but I'm kind of scared about what might happen between Houston and Illinois there. So
with that Texas is what's giving you the juice there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right,
that's not.
No, not Texas. It's Iowa.
Iowa, yeah.
Iowa and the Johnnies, and the Johnnies, because the Johnnies are like supreme underdogs. They're 6.5 point dogs. On that.
Plus 230.
Yeah, exactly. So Iowa and the Johnnies. Those are the 2-1. Michigan, I felt like was my safe pick in the parlay there. We're throwing that there together. So there's never a safe pick because it's gambling. So but you know what it is. All right, so I don't know if you got any Blues to touch up on. But
it's coming down to the end of the season. This is probably the last time I wear Blues gear. They're 29, 30, and 11. Like, they went into the break at 20, 28, and 9. So, coming out of that Olympic break, they've been 9-2-2. They're playing really good hockey.
Yeah, they are. Had a shutout the other night, didn't they?
Hofer had his 6th shutout of the season. He is now 1 behind the leader.
Goodbye, Jordan Bennington.
Yeah, I just think Jordan Bennington's days are numbered. 12 games to go. They're still trailing a playoff spot by like 7 points. They do face the Sharks next, who are a point ahead of them. So, I mean, just start jumping the team. You go 10 and you know they're going to try and do it.
I know.
They go 10-2 in these like last 12 games, or 9-2-1, or something crazy like that. They have a damn real shot of sneaking into the playoffs.
I know,
again.
and I just don't do it, please. I mean, let's get a high draft pick for a change.
Well, that's the other crazy thing, that they're only 7 points out of a playoff spot, which you got to be in the top 16 teams in the league. They're still sitting with the 5th worst record and all, like, as far as points go. So
that shows you how bad the bottom of the West is right now. So.
Well, I think they have to do something with the way that they have the conferences set up.
I hate it. I hate the way they do the playoffs now, honestly. I mean, that shit frustrates the hell out of me.
It's ridiculous because you're having your 2nd and 3rd best team out of each conference face each other in the first round. I mean, usually that's one of those teams is going to be the Stanley Cup.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean. I hate the way they do the playoffs now. I mean, I liked it better when you had the whole Eastern and whole Western. 1 played 8, 2 played 7, 3 played 6, 4 played 5.
They need to go back to that.
They got to go back to that. I mean, this shit is a clown show.
And get rid of this retarded. Just get rid of the shootout. I hate it. Go back to ties. Like,
right. Yeah.
They're trying to give away extra points, and it just inflates the record, and it looks dumb.
Yeah.
The Kings have lost 18 games in overtime this year.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
So most of that's shootout.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. So, I mean, just let it go back to the old-fashioned, we got a tie.
Have the damn ties already.
Because you already gave the point for it, so just let them have the point for it. So.
I don't get it, don't like it, never have.
All right, well, that's it for this Bets and Buds edition here this week. Shout out to Director Dave for keeping us up in the 1s and 2s. Shout out for True in the Check for blessing us with those beats. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, add to the comment section. March Madness is here. Baseball season has begun.
Yep.
I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
See you next week.
Peace. Yeah, I wonder what you give.